Hi, Coach. Congrats on the win tonight. Wanted to just ask about your the goalkeeper rotation that you guys have, and just the confidence that you guys have in both Stephen Fry and Stephen Cleveland whenever you have a lot of these games in such a short amount of time. Thanks.
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit, but I think I got the gist of your question. So yeah, we gave some guys some time off, the internationals. We let them, have some time off during that break. I gave the entire team off. Steph Cleveland has come in and done a good job. He could be a starter on many MLS teams. Steph Fry, certainly we all know his abilities. So it's handy to have. I mean, we can give Steph Fry some time off. It'll help him. And certainly, it's testament to Stephen Cleveland again, Andrew Thomas, Tommy Dutra, the whole goalkeeping core, that we're blessed and deep in that position. And certainly the coaching staff has a ton of confidence in all of them.
Maz, I saw you next. Go ahead with your question, please.
Hey, Brian, just before you hopped on, the two players were talking about minutes earned and opportunities earned. Just how pleased are you to see the young guys not only earn the opportunity, but follow through and execute on the opportunities earned?
You talking about Cleveland and Tevez?
Yeah. And I just mean like for Tevez to earn the moment, for the opportunity, and then execute on that moment, get his first goal, first start, and whatnot have you.
Yeah, and then Danny Leva. Don't forget about Danny. Don't sleep on Danny. I think all of the guys that came on, Ethan, Reed had a chance at the end. I mean, I was pleased with the entire group, specifically to Dylan Tevez. And, I can throw Leo Chu into that group because a lot of people forget that he's young as well. The tactics were spot on. So Preki had come up with some ideas. We executed those ideas, having Freddie drop in and then having Leo and Tevez be the two guys that, are I would say the prongs of our attack, showed up in that goal. So the ball, Freddie pinches in, ball gets in behind. Leo does a great job. And, before the game, we were joking about Dylan just a little bit, how he's the only player, I think, in NCAA history to score back-to-back hat tricks in the NCAA tournament. So we know that the kid has goals in him, and it was instinctual. He gets in front of the net and he puts it away. So credit to him, credit to Leo, credit to all the young guys that came on and did a good job tonight.
Jackson Reggie might not have had his best game last game, but that maturation to forget that game and then be part of a, of a shutout. What can you say about that?
Well, I mean, look, that back three, as we'll say, it's a back three, were very impressive tonight. I mean, Ymar was a beast, as always. Jackson kind of in the middle of that back three, certainly controlled the tempo. His range of passing is highlighted out of that position, and Nuhu, that left-sided center back in a back line of three is perfectly suited for Nuhu. He had so much success in that last year. I mean, he breaks up everything. Very well done by those three.
All right, next in the queue, I see Alonso Contreras. Alonso, go ahead.
Thank you, Alex. Coach, how are you? Congratulations on the win and the team resilient from the last game. Coach, Bruno scored a few games ago, today Montero. How do you feel as a coach that your forwards are performing very well and also giving time for Raul to come back healthy?
Yeah, well, again, MLS is a very long, hard season, and we need all players to perform. And so we are lucky to have Will, who consistently over the years has been a 8 to 10 goal a year scorer. I know last couple of years, maybe he hasn't, but he scores big goals. That's what I would say. He always seems to find a way to score the important goals. And you see in Freddie Montero, I'm so pleased that we're able to keep Freddie. He did so much for us in Champions League. And then look, tonight's game, his game was very, very good, not just because of the goal, but all of the defensive work he did against Michael Bradley in the middle of midfield. I thought Freddie was excellent tonight.
Okay, Ben Wright, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yeah, Coach, this is a similar question to some of the other ones you've gotten, but you made 6 changes. And I believe 10 of the 18 players in the squad came through or spent time with Tacoma. You guys obviously do depth as well or better than anybody in the league, but I'm just wondering how important it is to be able to field a completely different lineup and still know that you're going to get a solid performance from them. How important is that depth?
Well, look, when you throw young guys on, it can go, really well for you. Or sometimes they have bumps in the road and learning curves and stuff like that. What I would say, and in particular, again, I'll go back to Freddie, who spent some time in Portugal with Sporting. He helps Leo Chu. Nico Lodeiro helps Danny Leyva in the middle of midfield tonight. That starting pair, Yaimar, maybe knew who's a little bit of an older player now, helped Jackson in that area of the field. I think this team is built, yes, on depth. The young players have to earn their minutes. If they're good enough, they're going to play. But also the veteran players also have a hand in making them successful, because that's just part of the culture of this team. They're all in it together. That group in there is very committed to each other. And I think that shows in, some of these games when the young guys have to perform.
Felipe Makeda, please go ahead.
Thank you, Alex. Congratulations, Coach Brian. Between the Seattle Sounders and Toronto, it was a big number of younger players that were playing tonight. And in your opinion, what is the importance of this game? Because it's very rewarding for the players and for the fans, for the soccer as a whole, when coaches like you give the opportunity to these younger players.
Well, I think a lot of the conversation has already been on the younger players. I'm very pleased that the younger players do well. Let me add one more younger player to the mix, though, Stephen Cleveland, who is young in his goalkeeping career. Goalkeepers usually mature a little bit later. Sometimes it takes them a while before they find the right team, the right moment. So I think he was excellent tonight as well, Felipe. I think just overall, it was a good performance by some of the older players and certainly by some of the younger players.
Joe Mandello, please go ahead.
Hi, Coach. You had Lodeiro line up in a deeper spot again. Just wanted to get your thoughts on how he played in that role.
Excellent tonight. Again, I think we got our tactics right, the way we set up the team. Nico likes the ball at his feet. And when he's back a line, he's almost more disciplined because he plays in that part of the field and he is able to, then do his forward passing, his ability to not panic under pressure, because that area of the field, certainly, you have to be clean in your touches, which he is. So I think it's a very good position for him. Now, in the first half, I think Gimenez, caused us some problems. And does he have the awareness? Danny, did they have the awareness? That's why the tactics were right, because Nuhu and Yaimar were able to step in some of those soft areas. But certainly Nico had a very, very good game. He's a captain. He leads by example, as always.
Okay, looks like we have 1 or 2 follow-ups, which is fine. If you have a follow-up, hit that raise hand function button. Rachel, I see you have one, and Ben Wright, you also have your hand raised still. If you have one, that's great. Rachel, I'll let you go first.
Thanks. Brian, whenever we talk to Stefan and Dylan, Stefan had mentioned coming up, you guys are going back home and playing Portland, and that's just one of those games that you don't really need too much to get excited about. It's your rival, and then of course you guys are raising the banner. But how extra motivated are you guys after the loss to Montreal, and now you guys are coming off of a win and going home? If you could just talk about that, that'd be great. Thanks.
Rachel, that is a great question. Thank you for asking that. because the players here tonight are in a very good mood. I think you saw a determined group, you know, coming back after a loss at home. You know, I think that was a little bit of a, you know, oh my God, Montreal's actually really good and they pressed us. And, you know, were they better than us on that evening? And the answer is yes. And so the team responded. And what was good about it, again, what I would go back to is the senior players carry the team. You know, Yaimar, Nico, Freddie, each player on a line, Cleveland, you know, those guys responded. And after a loss at home, to come all the way across the country to play against, you know, a team that has big ambitions, a great coach, you know, and come out with a clean sheet and also 2 goals was very, very impressive. And actually the right, the right moment for this group to lead into the Portland match.